Okay, here we go. Just in case next week you're like, oh no, I missed the Lag BaOmer shiur. Don't feel bad because this year also is good for next week's Parsha, Parshas Bechukosai, which just happens to be the 33rd Parsha in the Torah. So very nice, comes out around Lag BaOmer time. Side note, there are two Masechtas in the Bavli that got 33 blot in it, finished in Daf Lamed Dalek, who started Daf Beis. They are Erechon and Tamura, and the source of those psukim are found in Parshas Bechukosai. 33s across the board. We're going to try to see what's the connection of this all. Erechon is also put next to the curses. We'll see what's that about. Furthermore, we got Tamura. What's the halacha of Tamura? We have by Meiser. Back then, they used to have barns. They let the animals out. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10th animal, Yeh Kadosh Hashem. Now, you cannot change that animal. You can't just be like, oh, wow, this is like, I wanted to save this animal for my barbecue for Lag BaOmer. I don't know, I'll send Hashem some little sheep. No, that's an Isser Tamura. But what's also an Isser Tamura is, let's say a small sheep comes out. You're like, Hashem, I think he deserves a lot more than this. Let me give him an upgrade. That is also an Isser Tamura. Now, you'll be very surprised. Why can't I do the upgrade? We're going to try to understand that and explain that later and try to see what is the connection of all these 33s. Erechon, Tamura, Imbuchu Kozai, around Lag BaOmer. What is it all about? That's what we're going to start. That's what we're going to start discussing. Here, let's quickly go off with the Arizal. The Arizal says the sod of Lag BaOmer is when Yaakov and Lavan made a pact. They said, Ad Hagalazah, until this fence. Ad Hagalazah, Gal is Asius Lagan. This is the sod of Lag BaOmer. Lavan represents the forces of evil. The forces of evil can always have a kayach, but never till the end. Lavan comes back. Lavan's Rashi Davis, Lavan Bilam Navel or Lavan Bilam Nachash. He comes back as Bilam. The Gemara says if Bilam would have been able to curse, it all would have been over. Lo sard velo pleta. He wasn't able to do that, but he was able to destroy 24,000. That number will repeat itself again. So the concept of Lag BaOmer is Ada Galazeh. It's sometimes a big key of trouble, but it's only till a certain point, never down to the end. What's the big simcha of Lag BaOmer? One of the answers is because the students of Rabbi Akiva stopped dying. Well, 1 second. How many students do you have? 24,000. How many died? 24,000. Do you know why they stopped dying? Because everybody is dead. That is not a simcha. That's just crazy. That would be tantamount to a person having 100 relatives dying on 100 straight days, and they're making a party on day 101. Oh, it's the day my relatives stopped dying. That's just crazy. Now, stop means there's more to go. You don't put a stop sign by a brick wall. Who else could have died? And the answer to that is Rabbi Akiva. Still 24,000 and 24,000 was pretty bad. But let's play it out and let's see how it goes. Picture the scene if you were Rabbi Akiva. You're Rabbi Akiva. You marry the daughter of Kalba Savua. This crazy, what's called a millionaire. And then what ends up happening? He disowns his own daughter just from marrying you. Great ego trip for the chassan. 24 years, you're out learning. People are berating your wife. What kind of guy you married to? He's gone. What's going on here? Finally, after 24 years, you come home. 24,000 students. You say, now we made it. Now we went somewhere in life. And then what happens? They all die. What would be the normal reaction at this point? Even if Akiva doesn't actually die, any person will be like, I'm finished. I'm done. How could you go on after it's years and years, my whole life work? I'm done. But he's going to push on. He's going to try to teach again. And what ends up happening? He gets 5 students. You could picture this. They came to the yeshiva, like, how's yeshiva? It's a knocking place, 24,000 students. What's happening? Oh, we got 5 guys. Sounds like a joke. But in truth, the 24,000, from them, they died and everything was lost. From these 5, led by Rav Shimon and by Yochai, everything continued. Rav Shimon and Rav Meir, 2 of these 5 were the Rabbeim of Yehuda Hanasi, who wrote down all the Mishnayos. That's all of Torah Shabbal Peh. Rav Shimon by Yochai, on the day that he died, he revealed all the Seidos of Torah. The entire Torah continued with them. They were so close to everything falling apart by the seams. But right at that bottom, Rabbi Akiva pushes on, and exactly there, everything continues. And now we understand, we'll see so nicely. What is Erechon have going on over here? Erechon is put next to the curses in Parshas Bechukosai. Rafael mentioned from his uncle why he was really talking about the Holocaust. Many times you could only see the true Erech of the person at the time of the curses. When they're going through the worst times, how they stand up to that situation. 24,000 die, and Rabbi Akiva still pushes on. He's still able to continue everything. Rishim by Yochai, the same idea. What ends up happening with him? He comes out of the cave, all these cuts on his arms and things. Pinchas ben Yora said to him, Neveh, I should see you like this. He said, Neveh, you should see me like this. Neveh, if you wouldn't see me like this, this is how I got to all my madrigas. But Davka, the most difficult times, that's what brought the greatest situation. We could imagine, had Rabbi Akiva given up, he would have came to Hashem after 120. He would have said, Hashem, how could you do this to me? I tried so hard. 24 years, 24,000 students. And what would Hashem say back to him? I was trying to make you the greatest person ever. Rabbi Akiva goes down as one of the greatest people ever. The Gemara says in Menachos, Moshe Rabbeinu goes up to Har Sinai. Moshe Rabbeinu goes up to get the Torah, and he sees Hashem making crowns on top of the letter. He's like, what's with these crowns? He says, someone's going to be over here. He's going to darshan and he's going to start darshaning those crowns. And he says, who is it? This is Akiva ben Yosef. And he looks at him, he's like, wow. He said, this person, he said, and you're giving me the Torah? That means Moshe Rabbeinu's vote for the man to get the Torah is Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva's going, that's what Hashem's telling him. I was trying to set you up for being one of the greatest people ever. And that's the idea of Erech. What's the idea of Tamura? You would think when I had 24,000 students, that's when I'm doing something. When I have 5, it's nothing. But in truth, it was the opposite. 24,000, all was lost. From those 5 came everything. What's the idea of tomorrow? Whatever comes out, that's what I want. You're right, 24,000 died. But what does Hashem want from me right now? He wants me to push on right now. That's what he wants. And you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's the most important. Lo, the pasuk, lo yavaker ben tov l'ra. You can't discern between good and evil. Lo yavaker ben tov. Tov is 17. Lag ba'omer starts the last 17 days of the Omer. L'raz, Rosh Hashanah, is l'talmid Rabbi Akiva. You don't know who's going to happen. You go out and do the best you can. Is the idea of Tamura in this situation. This is the idea of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva is that never die, pushing on. This is what's happening over here. And now you have, listen to the Gemara. The Gemara says in Shabbos Lamed Gimel, after Shimon Bar Yochai comes out of the cave, after he comes out of the cave, he decides he wants to do some public service work for the Elam. He's like, how can I help you guys? They said, well, there's a lot of dead bodies. We don't know how to pass by over here. So Shimon Bar Yochai with his Ruach HaKodesh, he starts marking, you could go here, you can't go there. And he starts making a whole situation. Some of you should know the Rambam Pirush Mishnayos, everything you do in life always comes back right at you. So interesting. By Meron, what ends up happening here? There's a path for the Kohanim to go. He made a path for the Kohanim to go in his lifetime. They made a path for what's going for the Kohanim to go even afterwards. But this is what happens. Now afterwards, someone comes and laughs at Shimon Bar Yochai. Says, Bar Yochai, are you coming to be matar the basic verse? Do we really need the Gemara to quote the guy who was laughing at Shimon Bar Yochai? Bar Yochai, you're coming to be matar the basic verse? Because the real verse, that's exactly what I'm coming to do. You thought it was over. You thought it was finished. Everyone's dead, and I'm coming to tell you when it looked like it's over, I'm telling you there's still life over here. Shimon Bar Yochai takes on that same Hanhaga Rabbi Akiva, that never die attitude. The Chacham said the Torah is going to be finished, and he says not happening. And he quotes a pasuk which is at his caver, Kilo Yomish Mi Pizarro, Sofa Tevis Yochai. It will never be forgotten. I'm not going to let it happen. Rabbi Akiva was looking for a man to pass on his Torah, and he got one, and he's able to do it. That's Lag Gimel Lamed Goimel, giving over Loimid Yetera. He was that one to pass on the torch. He's it. And also the day of his death, we didn't only when he left, he gave us his life. He gave us the Seder Torah. Just when it looked like it was over, he continues. And that's why the Gemara that talks about Rabbi Akiva, 24,000 students, where's it found? Mesechtes Yavamas. What's Mesechtes Yavamas? After the person dies. The wife marries the brother, and after they have a child, and that's the neshama coming back again. After death, it comes back to life. That's what the Rokeach says. Yavamas is Gematria Meizchai. After death, comes back to life. It looked like it was over, but you continue to push on. This is what's happening over here. One last one. And it's like this. It said Yaakov lo meis. Yaakov didn't die. How did Yaakov didn't die? As long as we're following in his footsteps, as if Yaakov is still alive. It says that means had Rabbi Akiva given up, the Torah really could have fallen apart at the seams. And if Rabbi Akiva gives up, then really Chas V'Shalom, maybe Yaakov could have died Chas V'Shalom. So how does he continue? 24,000 die, but not 24,001. That last one, from that last one, Rabbi Akiva pushing on, everything happens. Gemara says, happy is Rabbi Akiva who died by Yachad. He died with that last one. He was able to take the last one with him. That's his crowning jewel, that he's passing it on to Shimon Bar Yochai, and everything continues. V'chi Yaakov ba'aretz, Yaakov lived in the land. Stop it in the middle of the words. V'chi Yaakov ba'alef, Yaakov lived with the aleph. He lived with that last one. And put the letter aleph into the word V'chi, it's Asiyas Yochai. Put the letter aleph into the word Yaakov, it's Akiva. It's that last one. That's like Ba'omer.